Last time on the Weekly JOJO Speedwagon! And this week on the Weekly JOJO Uri! Trust me, you'll love it. And later on, you'll love Muda 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 Muda! Hello people, I'm the Anime Hero and I review anime so you can enjoy it. Or in this case, I give you the Weekly JOJO. Now, unlike my last episode review, where I spoke of Dio being compared to Shin from Fist of the North Star, there is very little content for me to speak of in this particular episode. I guess I can start from the opening this time around, for I noticed something that requires attention. At first, I thought all of the JoJos were shown in the opening, but I was wrong. The opening begins immediately with Jolene Kujo, who is the main JoJo of Part 6, Stone Ocean. However, there are 8 parts to JoJo, leaving both Johnny Joestar and Josuke the second, I guess. So does this mean that the anime will only cover the first 6 parts of JoJo? Possibly, either that or the opening will change some point in the future, since, long story short, parts 7 and 8 are in a different timeline. But for now, don't worry about it, we won't get through that until a year or two. Anyways, what happens in this episode? Well, there's a fight, and that's about it. Like I said earlier, there isn't much for me to say but a few remarks. I will say that once again, the anime covered, well, not 5 chapters, but 6 chapters. But somehow, the anime was really well paced. From George's death scene to the climatic fight at the end, everything was very well paced. Hell, they even added some suspense when Jonathan hesitated to shoot Dio. Speaking of Dio, how's that Uri? Can't wait till the Muda 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 Muda! Then again, he did briefly say in the episode with Muda Muda. You know, this seems like a good time to talk about the vampire abilities. Now it's time for JoJo Violence with C Major. Urinta, let's recap the vampire's abilities found in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Ooh yeah! We have absorption of blood through the fingers, but they can also absorb blood through their teeth. Then we have regeneration abilities, which can heal faster by consuming more blood. Ooh, yummy yummy! Followed by the standard super strength, speed and endurance. But now we also have the zombie ability, allowing the vampire to control the dead. And this was way before Hellsing. Damn it, someone beat us to it. And what are these abominations of hell called? Zombie vampires or vampire zombies? Seriously, the manga kept altering the names from vampires or zombies or even mixed together. Also, to keep in mind, the vampires have a few more personal abilities as explored later on in the future episodes. Unfortunately, these vampires cannot stick to walls as seen in Hellsing Ultimate. Dio must use his muscle strength to stab through the wall and walk upwards. And now onto the centipedes where we have these lovely pictures. Ooh, that is a nice one. I love it when vampires rip the heads of Englishman couples. Zikhail! Here's another very messy one. And that's it for today's segment with JoJo Violence with C Major. Tune in next week for martial arts with Kenshiro. That pretty much covers the review, for there wasn't anything that was skipped in the anime, but I think I found another North Star reference. The statue here, called in the manga as a goddess statue of love, while in the anime it was called the Statue of Venus. Now, I quickly researched this and the names can be applied to both, but so far this statue itself is actually fictional. So it might be a reference to either the statue Shin built for Yuria or the women's statues found in North Star 2 and Fist of the Blue Sky. Speaking of North Star, the death of George Joestar really got me into the series back then when I was reading this months ago. This scene really showed the shonen aspects, especially with Jonathan inheriting his father's spirit. And that's this week's review. For next week, we'll see more shonen coming from Zeppeli and more horror coming from Dio. And keep an eye out for Jack the Ripper. See you next time everybody on the Weekly JoJo.